Hi, my name is Nick Dingman. I am a graduate of Sauk Prairie High School from 2003. Following my high school career, I went on to do 3 summers of the Fab 50s live show up in Wisconsin Dells, as a lighting designer and sound engineer, and then ended up outside of theater for a few years. In 2015, I was honored to take over the position as the managing director of the River Arts Center back at Sauk Prairie High School. I'm also a member of IATSE Local 251, Madison Stagehands, and do a lot of work around Madison and the surrounding area in other professional theater and live entertainment. I would say all throughout high school, as I got the opportunity to, work in the River Arts Center as the space was initially built, that really became an eye-opening experience that this was something I really enjoyed doing. Being able to play and learn in such a wonderful facility with modern equipment and a number of people who were professionals coming out of the woodwork to teach us as students really inspired me to want to do this. Working at Overture has been one of the most fun parts of my career. And it's nice because comparatively to here, where I'm the person in charge for everything, those are generally jobs where I show up to do a job and I do that job. And if there's issues, it's kind of not my problem, which is a nice, more casual day, even when it's a more intense day. Those jobs can range really depending on what's going on. And one of the things that I enjoy the most is working Broadway show load-ins. So I've done load-ins and load-outs for Lion King, Phantom of the Opera, Hamilton, a whole bunch of other shows. Those have always been a lot of fun. And with those performances, generally we've got a crew of maybe 40 or 50 people. We start off the morning standing on the loading dock waiting for the trucks to open up, and we're pushing cases off of trucks. On those shows, the sets, the costumes, the lighting, the sound system, all of that stuff comes in with the tour. So we start off with a completely empty stage. There's no curtains hanging, there's no lights in the air. And we'll roll everything off the truck. We end up then breaking off into teams. Usually I end up working as an electrician, which would be with lighting. Sometimes I'm on the audio crew, and we'll build trusses that will then go up in the air with all the lighting on them, and then eventually start putting together scenery or any smaller pieces of lighting that may go out. Most of the Broadway shows that come through Overture are a one-day load-in. We'll load in on a Tuesday starting at 8 o'clock, and we'll finish up about 4 in the afternoon, so that they can be ready for a 7 p.m. performance, or 7:38, whatever the show is. Other times at Overture, it could be something simple. Some of my favorite gigs are Promenade Hall, which is their kind of black box theater event space. Largely, if you've heard anything about our coming edition here with Leola Hall, that's really what the space is designed after, is Promenade Hall. And Promenade Hall, some of the jobs in there are, there's a wedding coming in and we need to hang 21 chandeliers, or there's another small event we're hanging. They've got some, Chinese globe lanterns that have lights in them. We'll need to hang those. I've done other jobs. One of the ones recently in the Playhouse was just hanging lights. So, spending a 9-hour day there just up on catwalk hanging lights for a production. I've also covered a couple times in the Capitol Theater as the master electrician, which has been a lot of fun. So actually setting up the lights for a show and then running them for a show. Usually the ones that I cover are small ones. So I've done a couple comedians. Maria Bamford, I was the master electrician for when she came through. I had a video for Adam Carolla when he came through. Those are some real fun gigs as well. The Capitol Theater is probably my favorite theater other than the River Arts Center to work in, because it's such a historic and beautiful space. I think a common thread you're going to hear in all of this is going to be Karen and Sue. They really did give a lot of inspiration. And when I was approached about becoming part of the Fat 50 show up in the Dells, that was coming right out of high school into a professional environment, right? Being able to, make a living doing what I loved, in, 90 shows over the summer. And that was a really neat inspiration that, oh, this is something that I can do. I think as I continued on, largely in working in that show, so many of the people that I worked with really were a part of that. And I would say I spent most of my time hanging out with the band in that show. So Josh and Jay and Derek, and Chris and Rory, really were the people that I spent my time with, and that continued to be, um, kind of an inspiration as I saw them go off. Almost all of them are, professional performers, in some way or another. Obviously, a number of them involved in this production, and that was huge. And then, moving ahead, and I have to say, Brad Toberman, who again had this position before me, I learned so much from him. He was the first person that we had here in Sauk Prairie, taking over the River Arts Center, that really had true professional theater backgrounds. Brad came here with a degree in, lighting design and facility management experience, and really taught me a lot about uh, how things really work. And then again, getting those connections into the Stagehand Union and into, knowing what to do for this job was huge. So one of the things to keep in mind is that your tech crew is on the same side as you. We are always trying to make you look better and sound better. And some of the things that are just absolutely maddening is when I talk to someone about the proper way to hold a microphone, or how to make sure that your microphone is going to sound the best it can. Those little details I share quite often, and they often get forgotten. Learn how to find your light. That is absolutely maddening. When I put a light on stage and it's there, it's for you, it's your light, it is all for you, and you can't find it, that can be a little frustrating. It can also be something that's fun to joke about. Becoming part of the music program in high school was such a life-changing experience, because it became such a home base for the entire high school experience. I honestly am not sure that I would have made it through high school without that, without knowing that anytime that I was here, if I had free time before school, after school, study hall, all of my time was spent in the band room. Or eventually down here in the River Arts Center. But that really was the home base. And knowing that anytime that I was in those rooms, I was around people who were like me, who were interested in music, who were interested in doing all of the crazy things that the music department has always done. And that really became inspirational.